Slavery was, you might say, the institutionalized context for racism in the United States. And yet, this racism, interestingly enough, is always blamed by the left on the American founders. They started it. They're the culprits. And the proof of this, if you want to pick it right off progressive literature from Howard Zinn or any of these other shady characters who masquerade as historians, it's the 3/5 clause. Hey, it says right there in the Constitution, African Americans are worth 3/5 of a human being. Now, if this were true, we would have to admit that the American founding was seriously flawed. But it so happens that it is demonstrably not true. And it is easy to verify by simply looking at the context for the actual debate, which was a debate between the North and the South. And it was a debate not over slavery directly, but over political representation, over the assignment of congressmen, for example. And in this debate, very interestingly, the North wanted blacks to count for 0. And the South wanted blacks to count for 1. Why? Because the South wanted more representation to strengthen the power of slavery. And the North wanted to count blacks for 0, not because they were racist, but because they wanted to weaken the power of the South. And the 3/5 compromise was a middle ground between the North and the South, in a sense, the two sides agreeing to find a point at which they could both move ahead. And one can debate if this was a good compromise or not. But what one cannot debate is that this said absolutely nothing about the intrinsic value of black life or about the intrinsic value of blacks as human beings. The issue was the North was using the compromise to break the back of slavery in the South and weaken the power of Southern representation. This is an historical fact.
Lincoln was elected to unite a country and stop slavery. Democrats smeared him, went to war against him, assassinated him. Now their target is Trump. They say he's a racist, a fascist. But who are the real racists and fascists? A nation dies, but its people are not free. It's now up to us to save America a second time.